Good evening. It is 7:50 in the evening, Sunday, July 12th. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I'm going to play with a team on paper that in like 1995, 96 would have been a great team, but they're a little past their prime now, and that's the 2002 Miami Heat against the 2002 Indiana Pacers, who have kind of an interesting mix of young players and veterans. But you'll see this Heat starting lineup coming up here in a minute. Here are the starters: Rod Strickland and Eddie Jones in the backcourt, Kendall Gill, Brian Grant, and Alonzo Mourning. See what I mean? For the Pacers, Jamal Tinsley, along with Reggie Miller, a young Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, basically in his, well, should say, yeah, probably in his prime, close to it anyway, and Brad Miller, who's coming into his own at this point with the Pacers. Eddie Jones. This is the year that Mourning got sick with the kidney ailment and missed a lot of the season. Ended up hurting this team a lot as Rod Strickland, the veteran, with the steal and dunk. Good start to the game here for the Heat. Miller, and he will shoot that, and he will make it. Brad Miller from Reggie Miller. The Miller brothers working it there. Here's Mourning. Oh, and immediately fouled by Tinsley. Here's Eddie Jones, who is really the star of this particular team. Very good player. Mourning. The 20-footer knocks it down. Alonzo Mourning. Better mid-range shooter than he gets credit for. Miller. Here's Tinsley. Tinsley and Strickland, kind of similar type players. Miller for three. And that's Brad Miller from three. A decent three-point shooter for a big man. Oh. Mourning? No, inside and out. Rebound Miller. Tinsley up to Ron Artest. Artest, no. Rebound Brian Grant. Oh. Eddie Jones working against the smaller Tinsley, getting it to go. Jones was such a good player, kind of a throwback type. Great defender, very good on offense. You know, just really a terrific two guard that's largely forgotten. Jermaine O'Neal over his former teammate Brian Grant. No. Rebound Reggie Miller, blocked by Mourning as he blocks Brad Miller. Here's Jamal Tinsley, 6 on the shot clock. Oh, blocked by Mourning. Ahead to Eddie Jones. Buckle up. Eddie Jones from Mourning. This is the first time in Pat Riley's career as a head coach he did not make the playoffs. That was with this Heat team. Oh. To Mourning. What a pass by Eddie Jones. As it went through Brad Miller's body, it looked like. 12-5 to start this game for the Heat. Tinsley working against Strickland. Here's Brad Miller. Oh, nice feed underneath. Miller was a gifted passer. Reggie Miller's got to finish that. Reggie Miller in his 15th season. Tell you what, if they're relying on Brad Miller to win the game shooting threes, it's not going to work. Miller. Oh, I'm sorry. Jones quickly gets by Jermaine O'Neal and scores. Eddie Jones. Timeout. Pacers. Tough start for them. They got to go to Jermaine O'Neal against Brian Grant. Reggie Miller is still a very productive player even at this point. He would play another 4 seasons before retiring. Brad Miller's got a tough matchup against Alonzo Mourning as he misses that one. Kendall Gill's got a tough matchup against Ron Artest. Mourning, yes, from outside. Alonzo Mourning from Eddie Jones. Jones now with 8 points and 3 assists. Ooh. Jamal Tinsley working. Tinsley was just such a old school street ball player. Jermaine O'Neal fading away over Kendall Gill and knocks it down. Kendall Gill, no slouch, but a little undersized to be guarding a guy like Jermaine O'Neal. Mourning. He'll pick Jones. Mourning knocks that one down. 8 points, 3 rebounds. Eddie Jones getting it done. 8 points, 4 assists. I figured with this particular matchup, it's going to have to be Mourning and Jones going against the Miller boys. Artest and Jermaine O'Neal just have a definite advantage. As Artest scores. Look at this. We'll immediately go back to it again. Eddie Jones being aggressive. Fouled by Reggie Miller. And Eddie Jones, ooh, a good free throw shooter, 84%, misses that one though. Eddie Jones was a guy you could depend on offense, a guy you could always depend on for defense. Here's Al Harrington in the game. Jim Jackson comes in the game. A lot of veterans on this Heat team. Anthony Carter in as well, along with LaFonso Ellis. Harrington, oh no. Tinsley, off the mark. Rebound Mourning. Here comes Jimmy Jackson. To LaFonso Ellis, who gets fouled by Jermaine O'Neal. LaFonso Ellis, at this point, been in the league about 8 years. Was more of a role player at this point of his career. I mean, he always kind of was a role player, but was an upper echelon role player. Ellis can play the 3 or the 4 effectively. A good defender. Oh, Tinsley, no. Rebound Mourning. Here comes Anthony Carter. Oh, Jimmy Jackson. Jimmy Jackson scores it. Wow, 23-9 to start this game. I'm pretty stunned right now. Timeout, Indiana. Indiana needs some points. Austin Crozier in the game for the Pacers. Good shooting 4. Jeff Foster in the game. And there's Ron Mercer, who I was thinking in my head they should put in to get some scoring. And Kevin Ollie with the foul there. The former head coach of the University of Yukon. Ellis with the unnecessary fadeaway gets it to go. Here comes Kevin Ollie, the long tenured point guard. Heady guy. Jeff Foster, not known for his shooting, but gets that one to go. Carter, yes. Got the leverage there. Veteran Anthony Carter, who despite not really having much of an offensive game and being undersized, was such a heady backup point guard, played a long time in the NBA, most notably with the Heat and the Nuggets. Ollie to Foster. Jeff Foster again. Foster, an excellent defensive player. Got Mourning to trip it up there. Anthony Carter. Uh-oh. Mourning. No, rebound Crozier. Ollie. Kevin Ollie, who actually was right-handed. I didn't realize someone made him a lefty. But let's see. Mourning inside, scores it and fouled. Alonzo Mourning, he has been difficult to deal with for this Pacers team. Mourning off the mark there. Oh, stripped away. Here comes Jimmy Jackson. Gatling down the lane. Gatling fouled by Kevin Ollie. I don't know why we're playing Chris Gatling at small forward. I gotta switch that. Ellis should be our small forward, not Gatling. Here comes Al Harrington. Oh, fouled by Gatling. Mercer, a great scorer. Kind of a one-dimensional type pro, though. Harrington, a good shooter for three. Now, rebound Mourning. Here comes Jimmy Jackson. Gatling, no, I missed that one. Eddie House in the game. One of the few young players on this team. Go on to have a long career as a shooter. Mourning's played the entire first quarter here for the Heat. Mourning pops it. He's got 12. Alonzo Mourning, 12 points, 6 rebounds in this first quarter alone. Harrington working. Al will pull up for three. No, rebound Gatling. Ahead to LaFonso Ellis. Ellis right at this young Harrington. Harrington commits the foul. Ellis, just such a good all-around player. Nope. 34-19 here. Here's Ron Mercer. Kevin Ollie. And that's what I'm talking about with LaFonso Ellis. Ellis all the way with the dunk. LaFonso Ellis, the forward out of Notre Dame. Great play there by Ellis. Oh, Ollie knocking it away. Jimmy Jackson all the way. Wow, what a start. A 19-point lead. Amazing first quarter here for the Heat. I am stunned. Ollie to Crozier. Austin Crozier, nice move there. He could score. More of a pick and pop kind of guy, but House gets it up. Oh, off the mark. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. The score, Heat taking off 38 points, 21 for the Pacers. The Pacers have got to find some form of offense here. Why does the... I hate that. I don't want Gatling at small forward. Ollie working against House. Finding Crozier in the corner, who could do that. Good outside shooting big man. They did have him back then, yes. Ellis! Ooh. Flushing it there on Crozier. House with the foul. Mercer. Former first-round pick of the Celtics, Ron Mercer. Mercer on the pull-up, yes, Ron Mercer. He could always score. Ellis to Mourning. Mourning doubled quick. Fouled by Crozier. Ellis scores! He is having a great impact off the bench. 11 points for LaFonso Ellis. Wow. Kevin Ollie, no. Tipped up in the air. Rebound, Ellis. Oh, he's got a long release. I mean, he's a really good shooter, so he's not the guy they want to leave open. Mercer working against Jackson. Ron Artest hits the three. Oh, I didn't think Artest saw it, but I should have known better. Kevin Ollie. No, rebound Jimmy Jackson. Ellis all the way. Rebound Gatling. Gatling misses. Rebound Crozier. Yes. Mercer. Working it, fouled there by Jim Jackson. Substitutions and a timeout coming. Mourning, another block for Zoe. To Gatling, what passing there by the Heat. Chris Gatling, the veteran. Jermaine O'Neal, nice move on Gatling scores. Timeout Heat. We've got to get Zoe a rest at some point, I would think. Strickland back on the floor. It's the starters back in for the Heat. Oh, keep coming in here. Artest being hounded there by Strickland. Ah, dang it. Tinsley knocks it down. Jones all the way to the rim. Eddie Jones. Reggie Miller struggling to keep Jones in front of him. Here comes Reggie Miller. Oh, Jones with his first foul. Miller working against Mourning. No, rebound Mourning. Oops. Gill. No. He's got a quick release. Miller back to Tinsley. Tinsley working it up top. Getting the screen from O'Neal. Nice shot by Tinsley. No. Rebound Mourning. Gill fouled by Jermaine O'Neal. This would be Kendall Gill's final year in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. Always a great athlete. Became a professional MMA fighter. Strickland on the steal. To Eddie Jones, who rocks it there. It's a 17-point lead. O'Neal on the fadeaway. Jermaine O'Neal. He's got to be the guy. Artest. Oh, such a good defender. Gill, who was blocked by Mourning. Zoe with an unbelievable play. Jones avoiding Jermaine O'Neal and scores. He's got 15. Strickland on the steal. Mourning fouled on the shot by Brad Miller. Here's Zoe. Knocks the first down. He's got 13 points, 9 rebounds. Mourning knocks down the second. Uh-oh. That's not what we want. Jermaine O'Neal inside. Mourning on the fadeaway, no good. Artest to Jermaine O'Neal. O'Neal scores on the interior. Back down to 15. Strickland to Eddie Jones. To Brian Grant inside. Brian Grant, his first bucket. Eddie Jones with a nice pass. This would be Strickland's last year as a starting point guard in the NBA. He would go on to play several more seasons with the Rockets and I believe another team. I can't remember which one. But he ended up having a very long career, about 18 years in the NBA. Strickland for three. There he is. Rod Strickland knocks it down. O'Neal facing up Jermaine O'Neal. He's realizing he has to carry his team. Oh, tipped away by Reggie Miller. But look at that. Eddie Jones getting it back. Kendall Gill. Oh, someone's got an advantage. Oh, Tinsley. Brad Miller scores it. Timeout Heat. Gill for three. No. Gill struggling to get anything going. Anthony Carter with the foul there. Tinsley he was an interesting player. Such a big, burly kind of guard. He had great vision. Just grew up on the, in New York. Played like an old school New York point guard. Jermaine O'Neal again with the bucket. Carter to Jones. Oh. Al Harrington knocks it down. It's a 12-point game. Been playing a little sloppy here. Oh, Grant loses it to O'Neal. Here comes Miller. Reggie Miller, no. Rebound Carter to Eddie Jones. Jones rejected. But Mourning right there. Mourning has played every minute of this first half. And one just wonders if his kidney can take it. Maybe this is the game that caused his kidney ailment. Oh, Tinsley. Not tall, but big down there. Mourning inside. He's been too much for Brad Miller. He's already got a big double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Oh, and Anthony Carter with the steal. Carter, yes. Here's Reggie Miller bringing it up. Tinsley looking for O'Neal, it looks like. Nope, looking to Brad Miller. Oh, fouled hard by Mourning. And it's a flagrant, they say. Miller, a big man with excellent touch. Really coming to his own with this Pacers team and then the Kings team. Al Harrington. Kevin Ollie in the game now. So Indiana can get this thing to within 11 if they want. Oh no. Ollie. I was standing around watching. And they get it to an 11-point game. Oh, Eddie Jones. He'll work against the man not known for his defense, Ron Mercer. Gill. I can't hit anything with Gill right now. Halftime. Let's send it to Ernie Johnson in the halftime studio here. 11-point lead.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. So it's Miami who's out on top at the half. They lead by 11. And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. And it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. Now they need to stay mean, Ernie. Cannot lose that edge in the second half.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Take you back to me, you mean, Ernie? All right. Start of the second half here. Indiana cut it to 11 there to end the quarter. Got Rod Strickland, Eddie Jones, the struggling Kendall Gill, Brian Grant, and Alonzo Mourning. Miller outside to Reggie Miller. Artest. We're going to have to shoot it. Artest puts it up. No, rebound Brian Grant. Here comes Kendall Gill. Mourning from Gill. Beautiful play there. Mourning's got 20 points and 11 rebounds. Brad Miller to Tinsley. Rebound Brian Grant. Strickland going down the lane, misses. Rebound Tinsley. Ooh, Gill playing with a bigger Artest. Gill was an excellent defender in his day. Gill right there on the steal. Right on point. Oh, what was that, Zoe? Mourning just threw that one away. Rare mistake today for Alonzo Mourning. Jermaine O'Neal, who really came alive in that second quarter, knocked away by Strickland. Strickland down the lane. He's got 7. There's Ron Artest. Jermaine O'Neal against his old teammate. Boy, O'Neal has been on. 16 for O'Neal. Grant over the top in a very Brian Grant-like way, playing inside. Gets that one to go. Tinsley to Brad Miller. Back to Tinsley. Miller open for 3. Yes, Brad Miller. Back to a 12-point game. Mourning finding Grant. No, Jermaine O'Neal with the good effort there defensively. Reggie Miller working against Eddie Jones. Oh, no. Up to Artest, and it's a 10-point game. All 5 guys in the starting lineup for the Pacers are good offensive players. Timeout. Heat. Got to get Eddie Jones back involved. LaFonso Ellis back in the game. Oh, we finally sent Mourning as Chris Gatling comes in at center. To Gatling. Chris Gatling with the offhand floater there. He's got 6. Gatling, a good interior scorer. Jermaine O'Neal working against the smaller LaFonso Ellis. O'Neal, boy, he has been tough down there. 18 points now. Ellis around. Jermaine O'Neal scores it. Strickland poking it away. No, back out. Strickland. Strickland on the up and under, gets it to go. Rod Strickland with 9. O'Neal. Uh-oh, not who we want to leave open. Whew. We got lucky. To Jimmy Jackson. Over on our test, no. Tinsley. Working the ball here. He's got Strickland in front of him. The two New York legends going at it. Our test against the smaller Jim Jackson, knocked away by Gatling. Jackson right at our test and scores. Good pass from Eddie House. Jackson now with 6. Tinsley. Jamal Tinsley getting it to go. He's got 6. As the Heat just trying to survive with Mourning on the bench. Strickland to the rim. He's got 11. Rod Strickland in his 15th season. Timeout. Pacers. 16-point lead. Foster. No, rebound Crozier. They're taking advantage of the smaller Heat lineup. Fouled there by LaFonso Ellis. Crozier missed the first, knocks down the second. So Anthony Carter in the game right now. Gatling. Gatling, no! Rebound, Jeff Foster. Gatling struggling a little bit here. Ellis just read that play like a book. Anthony Carter! The 5'10" Carter with the dunk. Actually, I think Carter was listed at 6'1", but I always thought he was littler than that. He didn't look 6'1". Good defense from Jim Jackson, who wrestled it free, but they called the jump ball between the 6'9" Harrington and the 6'6" Jackson. Harrington should win this easily. Yep. Ollie. Crozier got around it and scored. Austin Crozier with a nice play. LaFonso Ellis, he's got 15 off the bench. Ollie. The ball up top, Carter right in his face. Ooh, where's the foul? Oh, it's on Gatling. Poked away, picked up by Foster. Oh, Kevin Ollie gets it back and scores. Gatling inside. Chris Gatling, the veteran, in his 10th year. Carter with the foul. 5th team foul, so Kevin Ollie, who was really right-handed, goes to the free throw line. Ollie knocks it down. Here's Rod Strickland. Ellis goes right through Crozier, who wasn't really known for his defense. Here's Al Harrington to Crozier. Al Harrington scores inside on the smaller Jim Jackson. Here's Carter. Gatling. No. Rebound Crozier. Mercer on the pull-up. Wasn't afraid to do that. Battling inside. Foster gets it back. Blocked by Gatling. Foster inside eventually scores. The 6'11 Foster and the 6'10 Crozier working it there. Timeout. Heat. Grant and Mourning come in after that possession. Get some muscle in there. Jackson and Grant, former teammates in Portland. Oh, Jackson all the way and one. What a foul. Nice quick move there by Jim Jackson. Jackson knocks it down. A great free throw shooter that year, apparently. Here comes Al Harrington. No, don't foul him. Oh, man, what am I doing? Al Harrington, very young, straight out of high school. He would have been a tremendous college player with his ability to shoot it. Misses both of them, though. Oh, Eddie Jones. Oh, misses that one. Here comes Kevin Ollie. Ron Mercer. Mercer scores it. Always looking to score. Mourning fouled by Mercer. Mourning knocks down the first. Misses the second. Ollie over the top of Eddie Jones. It's a 13-point game. Ollie with 11. Jones avoiding and scores. Eddie Jones. What a versatile scorer. Carter with a nice pass there. Anthony Carter on the steal. Carter all the way scores it. And it's a 17-point game. What a swing here for the Heat. Here's Ollie. To Al Harrington. Oh, don't foul. What am I doing? Oh, come on, man. Ollie. Carter. Grant comes to pick. Mourning down the lane, fouled by Crozier. Zoe knocks down the first. Knocks down the second as well to make it a 17-point game. Tinsley from half court. Oh, gets it to go. Jamal Tinsley. Oh, rattled it in. What a shot by Tinsley. Wow. Still, though, despite the shot, it's a 14-point game, as Miami has consistently been in control of this one. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter after this. Carter, Jones, Gill, Grant, and Mourning. So everyone, all the starters with the exception of Carter. Mourning inside, continuing his dominance on the interior. Mourning in his 10th season out of Georgetown. Oh, Brad Miller for three. Brad Miller knocks it down. It's a 13-point game. Oh, crap. Wrong button. It's been a struggle for Kendall Gill, but he gets that one to go. Kendall Gill, nice play. Pacers have got to make a push here. Oh, knocked away by Carter. Picked up. Grant inside scores it. Brian Grant from Anthony Carter. Carter with 6 assists to go with the 8 points. Fouled by Carter. His 4th personal. Carter made that whole last play happen. Gill on the steal. Carter up the floor. He's got 10 points. Anthony Carter. 19-point lead now for the Heat. Oh, Brad Miller inside. Beat Mourning down the floor. Good find by Tinsley. Brian Grant inside from Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones now 17.7 assists. Grant with 8 points. Harrington working against the much smaller Kendall Gill. Miller to Artest. To Brad Miller. To Reggie Miller. He's going to have to force it. Gets it up there. No good. Rebound, Brian Grant. Eddie Jones, no. Rebound, Reggie Miller. Oh, crap. Al Harrington scores. 17-point lead now. Jones to the rim, fouled by Reggie Miller. Eddie Jones knocks it down. 18.7 assists. Make it 19. Anthony Carter getting an extended run here. Maybe not after that play, though. Tinsley now with 11 assists. Or with 11 points. Oh, whoops. Oh, stupid me. Carter, nobody there. Gets the reverse layup to go. 12.6 assists. Bench playing well in large part to Ellis and Carter. Mourning on the steal. To Brian Grant. Down the lane, fouled by Tinsley. Grant, a good free throw shooter for a big guy. Knocks both of them down. 10 points, 5 rebounds for Brian Grant. Wow, it's a 21-point lead now for the Heat. Tinsley down the lane scores. Brian Grant inside scores from Strickland. Oh, Tinsley, nice crossover. Oh, Jermaine O'Neal inside. Jermaine had a great left hand. Scored that one there. Jones down the lane. He's just been too quick for Reggie Miller tonight. Jones gets his 20th point of the ball game. 21 points now for Eddie Jones. Here's Artest. Artest for 3. Yes, Ron Artest. Better known today as Meta World Peace. Brian Grant, no, off the mark. He could hit that little short jumper, but it missed that one. Tinsley to the rim. Scores it. It's down to 16-point game. Oh! Jermaine trapped. I wasn't expecting that. Artest, yes. Ron Artest. Strickland down the lane scores. Rod Strickland now with 13. Oh, nice play there. Gill picking it up to Strickland all the way. The old guy's getting it done here for the Heat. Jermaine O'Neal. Ooh, fouled by Strickland. His first. Corner to Artest from Brad Miller. Back up top to Tinsley as he swings it around. No, sorry. Brad Miller for 3. Grant, oh, that was a terrible shot on me. That run's got to come here from the Pacers. Inside to Miller. No. Rebound Jermaine O'Neal. Oh, no, Reggie Miller. It's a 2, though. Knocks it down. The basket will count, but Jermaine O'Neal called for the foul. And they're going to give Eddie Jones a break here. Oh, man. Artest just all over Kendall Gill. Mourning knocks down the jumper. He's got 27 now as he is the game's leading scorer. Oh, tough. Jermaine O'Neal with the nice rebound. Reggie Miller. Jackson fouls him. Artest looking for Brad Miller inside. Miller. Nice shot there by Brad Miller. Miller with 22 now. To Mourning. He's got 29. He has no rebounds in the second half, though. That's pretty amazing. Time call. Indiana Pacers. 127 to 112 the score. Two minutes, 54 seconds left. Let's see who the player of the game is. No doubt, Alonzo Mourning. Dominated the interior of this game. Right from the get-go. And he's been hitting his jumpers too. Artest will look inside. No, why are we leaving Reggie Miller open? Miller has not hit a 3 this game. And Brad Miller fouling Alonzo Mourning. Grant rejected by O'Neal. What a block by O'Neal. Ah, didn't even hit the rim there. Jim Jackson off the mark. Ball will go to the Pacers. Still a 15-point game. Oh, ball's tied up. No, he's just trapped. Gets it to Reggie Miller. He banks it home. Mourning down the lane. Alonzo has been great in this game. The 6'10" Mourning getting it to go. Artest to Jermaine O'Neal. No. Rebound Kendall Gill. Who? Oh, dang it. Artest got it from Strickland. Jermaine O'Neal scores. Timeout Heat. 13-point game. I think it's too little too late here, though, for the Pacers. It's still been a pretty fun game, at least I hope to watch. Oh, what? Miller knocks it down. Strickland to Mourning, who flies in and hangs on the rim. Mourning now with 33. O'Neal over Brian Grant, knocks it down on the fadeaway. Oh, tipped away there by Miller, but ball will remain with the Heat. Nice play there. Ooh. Jermaine O'Neal fouling Mourning, so he'll go to the free throw line. Mourning misses the first. Misses the second as well. 11-point game. Pacers can get it to within 10 here. Tinsley's going to shoot the three. Misses. Rebound Mourning. His first rebound of the second half. Jimmy Jackson knocks down the three. 14-point game now. That was the nail in the coffin. The Pacers will concede this game. Jackson, another three. Why not just rub it in a little more? Strickland with 12 assists now. Miller will shoot the three, and he'll hit it. Brad Miller. Strickland puts it in from Mourning. And that's the final. Miami wins 139 to 123. Great game for the Heat, putting up 139 points. Alonzo Mourning had a fantastic game. His muscles gives the #1 sign to the Indiana crowd. The Heat got excellent contributions from their bench. LaFonso Ellis in the first half, Anthony Carter and Jim Jackson in the second half. Let's take a look at some stats here. We were 3 for 7 from 3. Jim Jackson had 2 of them, and Rod Strickland had the other. 20 for 26 from the free throw line as well. 52 points off the bench. We only had 2 second chance points. That's amazing, despite the fact we had 100 points in the paint. Wow. Let's see. We tied for rebounds. That's interesting. 21 steals, though. That's fantastic. Okay. Brad Miller actually led the way for the Pacers, and he had a great all-around game. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. 5 for 6 from three-point range. That's fantastic. This is his overall rating, 83. Jermaine O'Neal, 24 points, 7 rebounds. He was 12 for 14. I mean, you would think with a game, just hearing these stat lines, the way Miller played, the way O'Neal played, that they won. Tinsley, 15 points, 11 assists, 2 steals, 1 rebound. The problem was not offense for this group, though. Kevin Ollie, 13 points, 4 assists. Ron Artest, 12 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 rebound for the St. John's product. Austin Crozier, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Where's Reggie Miller? Ron Mercer, 8 points, 3 for 5 shooting. Reggie Miller, there he is, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 3 for 8 shooting. And he was 0 for 3, and he had some open ones he missed. Just flat out missed them. Al Harrington, 6 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Jeff Foster, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Primoz Brezec did not get in the game for the Pacers. For the Heat, Alonzo Mourning led the way. What a game for him. 33 points, 12 rebounds, 6 block shots, and 3 assists. He was 14 of 17 from the field. He could have had 4 more points if he just would have hit his free throws. But he was the man in the middle tonight. No one wanted to go in there and play against him. Eddie Jones, great first half, kind of a quiet second half. He only had 6 points, but still 21 points, 7 assists. He had a nice all-around game, 8 for 11 shooting. Had some pretty fancy finishes at the rim. Rod Strickland, 17 points, 12 assists, 7 steals on 8 for 9 shooting, including that 3 right there. LaFonso Ellis, 17 points, 3 steals, 1 assist, 1 rebound off the bench, 7 for 8 shooting. Jim Jackson off the bench as well, 15 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. He was 2 for 2 from 3. He had a pretty sensational game off the bench, especially in the second half. There was that other 3. Boom. Brian Grant, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, as he did what Brian Grant does, which is hustle at the power forward position. Plays with a lot of heart. Let's see. Anthony Carter, great game off the bench. 12 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a rebound. Chris Gatling, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. Kendall Gill struggled from the field, but he had Ron Artest on him. 4 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds for the player that averaged about 10 points a game that year. Eddie House didn't score. In fact, he was 0 for 2 from the field from 3. Did have 3 assists and 1 steal. Mike James, Sean Marks, and Malik Allen did not get into this game. Let's watch Alonzo Mourning. Here's some highlights of Zoe. Blocked there, got that rebound and dunked it home strong. Brad Miller just could not out duke him in the post, basically. Like, what's the right word for it? Out duke him, I guess. Thought this was Zoe's highlights. Oh, I hate it when this game does this. Okay, good. Oh well, you get the gist of it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the game.